Hey guys, welcome to this session on basic drum tuning. I should say before we get started that drum tuning is a very subjective conversation. However, in the context of certain genres, you may be chasing a specific sound that would make that conversation a little bit less subjective and a little bit less opinion-based. We're going to approach it from the modern rock worship setting. Big toms, big cymbals, big cracky, low-pitched snare, and big punchy kick drum. And so that's kind of what we're chasing and kind of what's going on in the genre today. So one of the things that's consistent across all genres when it comes to tuning is kind of how to begin your tuning process, how to seat ahead, and how to get ready to adjust the pitch. Go ahead and seat the rim nicely, and then put all the tension rods in and evenly tighten all of the tension rods with your fingers first. Finger tighten all the way around so that it's evenly tightened. That's the great place to start. You have to have even tension on your heads to start in the right spot. And this one has 10, and so I would just go every single one. I'm going to touch with each finger, so that maybe 2 full rotations, getting it real tight. Once you have that, then you might begin to use something like this. This is called a drum dial, and we use this around here a lot. And this is not tuning law by any means, but it gives you great visual feedback to what you might be hearing. And so take your drum key. Whatever you do to one tension rod, you want to do to all the tension rods. And so after you get it finger tight, maybe take it and do a quarter turn across all of it. And when you do that, you're going to want to use kind of the standard tuning process, and we call it the star pattern. Start here and just literally make a star and always go straight across from the previously tweaked tension rod. And you put this guy on there, it's just going to measure the tension of the head. And that says about 82. If I go straight across over here, it says about 81, 82. Within 1 or 2, give or take, is probably fine, because you're going to kind of tweak it finally with your ear. Not that the number matters as much about where it's going to lie in the pitch of the head, but it's going to help you know whether your finger tight and your quarter turns with the drum key were consistent. This will just help you get the entire drum to be in a similar spot. And as you can see, this one is all living around 81, 80, 81. And that's really good. You want it to be really consistent all the way around, and then you can start adjusting pitch. And so if I have a consistent, evenly seated drum head, then I can begin to change whether I want it to be more cracky and higher pitched or if I want it to be a little bit lower. And whatever you do, again, whatever you do to one, you got to do to all 10 of them, or all 8 of them on a tom, or all 6 of them on a high tom, whatever it is, just to be consistent. Finally, one more thing to think about is after you do everything consistent, you might have done it perfectly and you still have like a warble or a choke or a weird growl coming out of the drum. You might use what we call moon gel, which is just this sticky little clear or blue substance that does a really great job of dampening the drum. Let me show you what that sounds like. I happen to have 3 on the snare drum at this time. And if I hit the snare drum with only 1 on there, listen to what it sounds like. Do you hear that extra ring and the extra kind of growl somewhere? That usually means there's something inconsistent between the top and the bottom head, or one of the tension rods around it. And sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it's like chasing a rabbit down a hole. You might not be able to find it. And so the moon gel really helps make a final like 10% quality of consistency in your sound. So listen to what happens when I put these 2 moon gels back on. The number of moon gels isn't important, it's just until you kind of find the place that you feel like it sounds good. Now I have 3 on there and it's dampened, and listen to what it sounds like now. You might be hearing some cymbal ringing in this example, but the snare drum sounds significantly more controlled and dampened, which is really what you want. The microphone wants to hear that attack and that tone, but it doesn't really want to manage all of the extra overtones and stuff that the drum may have. So that's basically it. Seat your drum, consistent tension, star pattern as you tighten. Use a drum dial to kind of help you get close. and then tweak pitch up and down consistently around the drum until you're happy, and then dampen finally with moon gel or tape or whatever you might use to do that. All right, let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to help you along the way.